Here's quick history on why healthcare is the way healthcare is. So in 1942, when America decides that we're going to go to war, well, just about every single young man between the ages of 18, and some guys lied about their age, so you have 17-year-olds to 29-year-olds were just completely gone from jobs, and you didn't see them anywhere. My dad used to tell me, you walk down the street, and if you saw somebody that was like 24 years old, you looked at them strangely, like, how's that guy walking down the street? Because they all of a sudden, they just all disappeared, went over and fought World War II. Well, at that point, the employers, and we needed a bunch of employers that were war ready, getting ready to fight, plus just general commerce that has to take place every single day. They're now competing for a limited number of workers. So what they started to do was raise the price. Hey, come work for me. Hey, come work for me. And all of a sudden, well, Roosevelt looked at it, wow, here comes some serious inflationary pressure, because already they put in place, you weren't allowed to raise the price of metal, and you couldn't raise the price of copper. You couldn't raise the price of a whole bunch of commodities because we need to control that because the demand was so high. So he put one restriction in place. Then he decides to freeze wages in 1942. So they freeze all wages so business A can't compete against business B to provide more salary to get that one worker. So then he decides, I'm going to freeze everything. So they stick it all in place. Now you can't offer somebody more money than somebody else. But then they said, I'll tell you what, how about this? How about we offer you free health care? If we give you free health care, sure, we can't give you more money, but we can pay for, whatever you need when it goes to the doctor. Well, that was sort of the carve out. Well, then all these businesses sort of, okay, let's do that. And then in 1943, the IRS came along and told corporations, by the way, every dollar you spend on health care, you can write that off. Well, now it is the biggest write-off in the U.S. economy. It's bigger than mortgage write-offs. So that's what made your health insurance and your employer combine. So at that point, insurance companies and the employer get together, and now they cover about 80% of American workers. So what happens is the person has no idea what anything costs. Imagine going to the supermarket and you have a $20 deductible, and then you beep, 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 beep. You're scanning through. What do you care what that meat costs or anything else costs? You just keep throwing in the bag. Well, now, where's the price sensitive? Where are the price signals to the consumer? There are zero. So the person just goes, well, I don't know, sure, whatever. And the doctor goes, well, we're going to do this test and that test and this test and that test. The person never goes, whoa, what's all that going to cost? Because they don't care, because they've been removed from the price. There's no free market in the health insurance. Your employer pays, you pay a part of it as well, and the insurance company tries to not have to pay a whole bunch of stuff. So that's what we have. And that's why people are stuck with jobs that they don't like, because they don't want to leave because they don't have their health care. So if you were to free it and you break it apart, and all of a sudden 150 million or 200 million people, if they were released into the marketplace, and then possibly some price signals would be there would be more competition. And probably the best example of is LASIK surgery. So look, when LASIK surgery first came out, the cost of LASIK surgery has come down almost every single year. Why? Because it's competitive and it's not paid for by somebody. People are price sensitive. They'd rather go get LASIK surgery from this guy or from this guy over here. What do you charge? Oh, I charge, $2,200. Oh, I charge $900 an eye. All right, check out, make sure it's good, go to the cheaper price. Price continues to come down to compete for it. There's a history of it. Questions, comments, concerns? Anybody?
Now you know.
Now you know. You do now you know.
And now you know the rest of the story.